Al Gore is still very much passionate about this issue. And here to talk more about the disturbing trend of the powerful storms we're seeing is meteorologist Jeff Berardelli. Jeff, good morning.
Good morning.
So in Houston last year, 56 inches of rain dumped. We're expecting something like 40 inches of rain dumped in the Carolinas. Why are these storms hanging around? Just pouring this rain and water down.
Well, that's the big problem. Both of these storms have slowed down. Now, that can happen naturally, but there is evidence from the latest research to show that it looks like hurricanes may be slowing down, especially in the coastal plain. And because they're slowing down by as much as 20% or so, they're dropping even more rainfall. We saw that with Harvey, and we're seeing that with Florence. One of the reasons is the steering flow seems to be weakening a little in the atmosphere, and we're getting these big blocking area of high pressures off of the eastern seaboard. We have one right now, and that has got Florence stuck where it is. Florence is moving very slowly. Water temperatures off the eastern seaboard are boiling hot right now, anywhere between 2 and around 8 or 9 degrees above normal. And what that does is it basically enforces the blocking high, and it also invigorates the storm. It makes the storm stronger, and the air temperatures are also warmer. It can hold more water vapor. It drops more rain. And in the case of Harvey last year, we think potentially it was as much as 15 to 20%, maybe as much as 35%, one report said, of extra rainfall due to climate change.
So, Jeff, is this a long-term thing then, this blocking problem we have?
We think that blocks will increase in the future. We think that steering will probably decrease in the future. So we think this kind of thing is likely to keep happening in the future.
When you think of coastal communities, what about the rising sea levels? What's the impact there?
It's a big problem. Right now, we've seen about a little less than a foot of sea level rise since around 1900, but that rate is going to accelerate quickly as we start to melt the North and South poles over the next couple of decades. I lived in Miami Beach for a while, and I will tell you that they're doing mitigation right now and adaptation. They're investing $500 million right now to raise the streets 2 feet all over Miami Beach and install pumps. That's just the beginning. Miami Beach, they are pioneers in this. You're going to start to see this mitigation happen up and down the coastlines of this country and all around the world.
I know 40% of the population's on the coastline. It's an incredible.
People want to live there. It's beautiful.
Will this mean that the intensity of the storms will also increase?
We expect that. So the latest research shows that the intensity of Category 4 and Category 5 storms is going to increase and is already increasing right now around the world. But here's the interesting caveat to that. Our computer models show that the number of total hurricanes may actually go down a little bit in a warmer climate. So stronger storms, but perhaps a few less of them. But really, it's the strong storms that cause the majority of damage, because as you increase the wind, the force and the damage increases exponentially.
But we saw even in this one that the category didn't matter as much as the rainfall after, along with Harvey as well.
And that's the big story with this storm. It is crawling. And if you look on the east side, and I was on the lookout for this, you'll notice that the bands are starting to intensify around Wilmington, around New Bern, Morehead City. The problem is the storm is crawling at like 3 miles an hour.
Right.
So these bands will be stuck there for 24 to 36 hours. We've already had close to 30 inches of rain in places like Jacksonville, North Carolina.
So are these sort of slow-moving marathon storms then, these storms that stretch for a couple of days or more? Is that a trend as well?
We think that is a trend. This storm is likely to be with us through around Tuesday. So the threat right now is in the Carolinas. Watch out when it hits the Appalachians, because we're going to see flash flooding off the mountains and hills. Eventually, as the storm heads north into the Appalachians and Pennsylvania and upstate New York, by the way, and New York City on Tuesday, we're going to see a couple to a few inches of rain. And in the mountainous terrain, we're likely to see runoff and probably some pretty bad flash flooding.
Quick question. Can anyone deny climate change any longer?
I don't think it's possible to do it. There are some people that will do it. There are about 8% of the population that you'll probably never convert. But the truth is, it's here, it's now, it's serious, and we have to take action if we want to save our future.
Jeff Berardelli, thank you. Thank you.